big welcome to you, Capricorn. The sun is in Leo, and Leo is the heat, Leo is fixed, Leo is passion. This is the summer. This is when it's hot, right? And the inhale, when we take the inhale, it's the future that we're taking in, but we can only see it here in the present moment. When we exhale, right, we let go of the past, and we can only see that as well in the present moment. The Kundalini snake coming from the sacral chakra up through the heart chakra to this roaring, the exhale, the lion breath. Here Cancer, here it goes to Virgo. The spirit with the material, the time and space continuum. Here you're in the center, and you understand that this passion, that this fire is in your head, is in your heart, is in your whole being. This light is shining now to you, Capricorn. You are, of course, in the normal tarot, the devil with me, you are God Pan. And God Pan dances, God Pan has here a ladder that he can go up to the third eye. This is your connection. The horns, the hair. For me, hair is like in the movie Avatar, the connection to my surrounding, to the ethereal world. And so you climb up again back to the Himalayan mountain. You're the first stage. Here, of course, we feel attached to a stage that we feel is dark, and in the dark we do things that we would never do in the light. So here you are seeing that this axis is as well in the center where the hexagram is connecting us to the male and the female. And here we have three couples, and of course we have here the couple, but we have always three stages, right? And here the last stage for you is the third eye, is that internal seeing that you can use to bring yourself all the way to a higher consciousness. You're dancing your way there. And of course people have thought of when we dance, we become possessed, we become different, we become free, we become open. And this is exactly what this card is actually bringing to us when it comes, of course, up. So in my deck, you are rather a god. You're not this terrifying energy here. We are not attached. But of course we can be attached. We can hold ourselves in the lower chakras. Nevertheless, we can also bring them to a central energy so that we're not attached to it, but we rise through it up and go through the spine up to the sky, to the higher consciousness. Now you are, of course, the Queen of Pentacles. Look in the description box below. The Queen is from December 12th to January 8th. If your birthday is there, you're the classical Queen of Pentacles. If not, check in the description box below. There I have listed all the court cards. Okay, so you are a cardinal sign. You begin the winter. You have power within you. You have the power to climb a straight wall up. You can go up the mountain to find the salt. And that's also roots, and salt is something that we like to eat on a day like this. Your earth, your material, this what we can grasp, what we can understand. This is this dimension that we're connecting to here. Here the mudra that we can see, which is the Spark mudra, is saying there is more to this world than that which we just see. You are Saturn. Saturn is the planet that is connected to you, which is your teacher. Saturn is the discipline, Saturn is the conform, Saturn is also wealth. Then of course you are the manager, the authority, the father figure. You are the builder of the earth, and you are even driven, right? You're very driven to be successful. You're the 10th house. Social status is very important for you. And then, of course, the physical part for you are your knees, your bones, and your skin. And what you have to look after is your cardiovascular system. So when this combination is happening, I'm shuffling in the meanwhile for the mystical shaman oracle that I want for this reading. I already have 1 oracle and 6 tarot cards. You are feeling the sun's influence in a sense of there is a passion for you to be successful now, right? Because Leo is that central energy of the ego, of the sun, of the healthy ego, of the center of our galaxy. We feel like we're in this power, and the power to reach. Oh, you just flew out very gently, very sweet. So the passion here brings us to the time master. Very, very strong card, number 57. That's the number 12. And that's the number 3. That's these 3 levels, 1, 2, 3. 3 levels that we can reach a higher consciousness, right? We can go from here directly to the heart, and from the heart directly to the third eye. We can pass the in-between stages, of course. So the time master is here to tell you, go beyond time, because of course I drew here time and space, spirit and matter, and go directly to the heart, go directly to a place where you understand that this dimension is just a playground. That's why I made out of you Pan, right? The Greek god Pan that was frolicking, that was dancing, that was enjoying himself. So let's have a read into this number, because there's always an essence of a card, and then there is, of course, the invitation, which I read at the end. Time is a construct of the human mind through which life events are seen to flow in a straight line from past to future. This, however, is an illusion. Time moves in patterns, fractals, sometimes turning like a wheel, and others moving straight as an arrow. Humans see time like a ticking clock, and this image reminds us that there is only so much of it to spend in a life, like a kind of currency. At any given moment you can see time in all its infinite potential, at once vast and all-encompassing, then shrunken and infinite. It all depends on perspective. Now, Saturn is the elder, is time and space, is the discipline, is helping you to understand the world, and because the world as we know it, as we can understand it on this dimension, is time, right? It feels like it moves forward. That's why we started counting the years, and of course first through the sun and the moon, and that was cyclical, and that was 13 full moons, not 12. So have a look into this energy and see if there's something that's wanting to talk to you personally, right? Because what I can tell you is what I can tell you, but you have to work with me while I'm talking here to you. Now, the second oracle card is Eve. And Eve is a fictional moment in time and space. In the Bible, right? They made her the mother of mothers. And in a way, that's what you are, because you're holding here, like a baby, the coin, the 5-pointed star in your lap. And that's the last dimension where we humans can actually reach a certain enlightenment. The 5th dimension is on the ladder here, underneath the third eye. And so you invite it, right? Because time disappears in the third eye, and the third eye is the station. It's the last station where you can climb up to. After that, there is no more really actual doing happening, because once we are in the third eye, then the path to the seventh chakra, which is in the number 57, you have the number 7, you have the crown chakra, right? So there is something, 5 and 7 are exactly the numbers between below the 6 and above, right? So below the 6 is the 5 and above the 6 is the 7. And of course, Eve is 1 and 6, card number 16, which is a 7 as well. So you can define yourself through this element of the divine mother, the divine feminine that gives birth to all. Or you say, I don't want to be defined by nothing, and I step out and I become the time master. Because your first 3 cards is the Page of Wands, the King of Swords, and then a new beginning. So here we see that an action and a learning, a growing is helping you to understand the different dimensions, because he's in the world of thought, you're in the material world, right? This is a king and this is a queen. He comes after you. He is the center of the winter. So it's almost saying, maybe in the time of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, because this is an Aquarian, you will in February begin a new path, because you learned something profound by understanding your true potential as this true mother, as this empowered woman. And as the time master comes to you, you start understanding a lot of programmings, a lot of conditionings through lower dimensions, because lower dimensions need to explain something that it cannot understand. So here, by learning, by books, by growing, by allowing this flower to grow, you grow into this male figure, into this samurai, into the king of swords, and are ready to go on a journey, on a new path to deep within, to learn more and more about what it is that you truly want to live in this time. Now you, the dancer, and then you will begin to dance, right? The dancer pose is perfect for you, because you are ready to go and dance. You're ready to shake those hips. You're ready to awaken healthy patterns within you, because dancing is very, very important. Dancing is after the heart chakra, right? The thymus is producing the white blood cells, which protects us from disease and builds the immune system. After puberty, this gland is shrinking and not producing any white blood cells anymore. So the lymphatic system is taking over, and the only way to activate the lymphatic system is by jumping, by shaking, by contracting and squeezing the muscles so that it can be cleansed. You can also, of course, get a lymphatic drainage massage. They are tapping, they are activating. So tapping is also a very, very good way of releasing things. But when you dance, right, and this is the Mercury in Cancer, you really want to go down and come out and be happy and enjoy yourself. Shake the hips, spin those energies. The Three of Cups is saying, I want to celebrate. Shake those hips. And there is a reason, because there is something new coming to you. The Ace of Wands. Now you already have the Ace of Wands. You have an action. You did something and you learned something and you began to celebrate, and that brought a new energy to you, which is the financial situation started to grow as well. Because you active, you also grow out of this new energy. And when we see this, right, this is really interesting. Like, you go deep down to let go of all the things, because this is this is the ocean, right? The ocean is the biggest mother, the biggest emotional, nutritional, or emotional nutrition that we can get, right? And there we can learn to open ourselves up, and we're going deep, deep down. We're going and understanding here is something deep within us that wants to grow, right? There wants to be actions and financial things that want to grow with you. And when we grow in the success, it's really important that we even understand what success means to us, because otherwise it can literally do whatever with you. And with success comes, of course, also the attachment, also the dark side of everything, right? Of the dark side of the moon that is out there. Now, where is this bringing you? Wow, to the Seven of Pentacles. Now, in that German reading, we had these two cards the same, right? So sometimes I'm like, wow, okay. So there was the same outcome was here, like a looking back, a financial looking back of where have you come from, what have you learned, what have you done. Because the 7 here is again in the Time Master. The 7 here is understanding through the crown chakra there is no time. There is no time. It seems like the clock is ticking. It seems like the days are moving forward. And we have had the past and we will have the future. But it's truly not like that. There are seasons, yeah, but there's no time. Right? And that's what the Time Master is coming. And usually this is the card of Saturn in Taurus, and Saturn is your planet. Saturn is that energy that says, okay, here I am, wanting to understand time, order, the conform, the counting, the knowing that I have worked hard and now I can look back on what I have done, right? So the Time Master, one more time, the invitation. When the Time Master visits you, he asks a most important question. Will you break free from limited cause and effect thinking by moving beyond the linear illusion and welcoming the cyclic quality of time? You find yourself in a moment when the wheel of time turns and you're able to influence the past, thus changing the present and future simultaneously. This is the true test of the Time Master. You're being invited to take back your power, so let go of the past and choose to step into your life. In this moment you are all powerful. You are the Time Master. Anything is possible now. Right? And we can see anything is possible right now, because this is literally growing out of you. This is literally something that wants to begin, right? A new beginning. You want to be out of time, because 0 is, there is no beginning and no end. And that's what the Fool is. When you begin to understand that there's no more misery, there's no more hanging in the air, right? There's no more, there's a true letting go, and then you are in the enlightenment, in the full enlightenment. You come to an understanding that this is something you gotta learn. You gotta learn this. Because as that true feminine energy, as that Eve, as that biblical figure that was like, you know, there was a time that was brought to her, is shifting, is changing. So you are here, right, seeing and understanding where you're coming from far, far back. You have learned, you have grown, you have understood also the passion, right? The passion of Leo, the serpent. Here are two serpents wrapped around her neck. It's always because she's the one that's seducing the man. She's seducing him, saying, come to me. Because when you come to me, then we can make the next generation. It's the hormones that do that to her, right? And what I can see is underneath is a new generation that is profiting from what you're doing here. A new generation, the Page of Pentacle, growing further, growing with the new generation and staying in the cycle, in the cyclical, right? Even though you're going up, once you're up here, there's no more time, right? Here time dissolves. Until the fifth chakra, we understand time as something linear. But then in the third eye, within us, we can see there is no time. And you're understanding that by seeing this next generation coming and growing, right? And learning from you, from the mother of all mothers, which is always beyond time. She is not bound by time. This woman has always existed and will always exist. Right? So that's your teaching. That's your teaching in this month, when Leo is highlighting the moon that is visiting you right now. So I hope you got something out of this reading, right? Because you get only once a month a reading from me. That's all you need. Because today, moon in your sign is giving me this understanding of you. And so then that I can transmit it to you. I can deliver the message for you, right? But see within yourself, because at the end I have the picture. See within yourself what is coming up when you look at these pictures. The next reading, of course, then the sun will be in the Virgo, in the Hermit. And of course, there we go deeper within and have a look of what the message is with that combination, right? It's a different combination. It's earth and earth. Here it's fire and earth. So I hope I see you in the next reading. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.